Hey guys, and welcome back to Planet Crafter for beginners. Done a few upgrades since the last video, just a few. So I've expanded the base just a little bit. Started to add storage chests. There's not a great deal in there, but it's nice to line them up. So this is just going to be our storage room in total. We've still got our crafter, our veggie tube. And then you can see we're now on 40 KTI. So just from base building alone, your terraformation builds up pretty quick. What else have I added? So we've got 20 T1 heaters, 20 T1 drills, and that's about it. So all I've done is just added 20 heaters, 20 drills, and that's boosted our terraformation index up by quite a lot. So, like I said last time, try not to keep your base cluttered. Later on in the game stages where everything starts to grow, if you have it all around your base, it does get messy. And if you're on a not a reliable computer, then it will slow right down. So, your heater station, chuck all your heaters into one room. So, there's 20 in here, as you can see. You can just pack them all in. Once they're built, you don't need to come back to this station. I've got myself stuck. No. So Iridium, right next to your base, if you do decide to build your base around this point, where the giant rock waterfall is, inside the cave here is where you're going to find your first bits of Iridium. So just going to have a quick exploration of that. And since we're on 40 KTI, we've unlocked quite a lot of new blueprints. So I will show them in a moment. Now obviously Iridium is all around this cave, but I've mined that for the heaters. I will just show you what it actually looks like. So it's not on the ground like everything else, it's mainly on the rock formations themselves. Just here. So your glowing red bits are Iridium. And again, you can mine this whole cave if you really wanted to. Later on down the line you're going to find loads of it anyway. But for the sake while we're here, may as well mine the lot. And you're also going to find titanium, iron, silicon, magnesium, and aluminium or aluminum. Depends on where you're from. But Iridium is why we're really here. But it is everywhere. So if you do get stuck for it earlier on, just run to the cave, do about 2 or 3 runs back and forth, and you should be able to clear the lot out. There's also a few chests knocking around as well. Right. So super alloy, definitely take that. We're going to need that down the line. Squash seeds. I personally would take them, because we're going to need to start growing them as soon as possible. Lerma seeds as well, take them, and your blueprint. Uranium, not so much, we don't particularly need that just yet. You can take it if you like, you'll have to build a new chest for it. But everything else can stay there, we don't... in fact, nah, we don't need anything else yet. So always look behind rock formations as well, just in case there's a hidden chest. Like this one. So it's golden chest, you're going to find some really good stuff in there. Just a statue, you can take it if you wish. I personally don't take them. Don't particularly need them. T3 drill. We've not even built T2s yet. I'm already on T3s. So... if you don't have enough room, drop something out your bag. We definitely want that super alloy. Iron is pretty abundant, so we'll drop that. And then you can deconstruct this chest, and it'll give you another piece of super alloy. And if you've got enough room, then it'll drop aluminium or aluminum. So really good practice to deconstruct your chests, especially your golden ones. And also, while we're here, you're going to find a lot of ice walls knocking around as well. We can't get through there until we terraform the planet a bit more. but it will tell you exactly what we need. So at least 500 NK heat. Nowhere near that yet. Oh, we could do with that. Right, so you're going to be doing a couple more trips to this cave anyway. So just pick up everything as you go along. We'll probably hit that ship in a bit as well. Yeah, why not? So anything that drops from a meteor will hang around until you log out and log back in. It will stay around for quite a while. The only exception to that rule is the super alloys. They don't last very long, so you've got to be quick when they drop. What have we got? What have we got? Yeah. So with your chests, just keep it simple. I know it says you can't place them there, but you can actually overlap them to save yourself a bit of space. So what we got? Any basic chests don't hold a great deal, so you will fill these up very quickly. What one more for super alloy, and then the golden seeds. I mean, the oxygen multiplier is 600, so pointless in a T1 veggie tube. You want to build a T2 and then eventually T3 and just transfer it over. But for the moment, we've got one more iron. No. Okay. For the moment, we'll just call that mixed. And then drop everything that you can't actually put anywhere else. Locker storage. Right, we don't have enough iron, but by far superior to the normal storage crates. So if you can start converting all your crates into locker storages, just holds a lot more. But I won't bore you with all that. I'll do that once we stop. So your blueprint, let's have a look. T1 mining speed, not a bad one to be fair. So since our last video, we don't have any more backpacks to build. We don't have any more oxygen tanks. We have another exoskeleton to build, which is always good. Agility boots as well is definitely a must. And also mining speed. Yeah, why not? Anything to help with speed wise, definitely build up. So magnesium, silicon, aluminium. So the agility boots will be difficult to start with because we can't manufacture a fabric. We can't break anything down for fabric either. So you are looking in chests, possibly ships, just to get the fabric. But they are definitely worth it, so grind away on that. So your T1 veggie tube, if we go into there, we've unlocked the T2 veggie tube. Well, we don't have any more iron, so we'll have to go out and grab that. But like I say, keep a storage locker full of ice for the time being, because you're going to need them for the veggie tubes and possibly the feeding tubes as well, I think. or grow tubes, one or the other. Now, I would normally skip from T1 to T3 if we've unlocked it, but for the purposes of tutorials, definitely build 20 T2 drills. It all adds up. It's not great, but it just helps. And aluminium at the minute is quite a rare resource, so stick to what you can get your hands on. So definitely titanium and iron. You just run around and grab that. So 20 of them, and that's about it for pressure wise. We've not unlocked any more heaters yet, so we can't do that. Solar panels, you can build a couple more, but we've reduced ours for the purpose of the videos. So we can build a couple, but it's not going to make much of a difference. Definitely build up this comms array. So just need one more iron. Oh, put that there as well. So I need a titanium and an iron. Preferably chuck this on top of your base. So you might want to build a couple of ladders onto the top. But again, out of sight, out of mind, so you can chuck it down where we've just built the other base down here. Doesn't really matter as long as you build one. And you will find that you're always hunting iron. You want that as well. To start with, it's pain in the backside. Oh, fabric, we need that. So while you're out and about, you may as well fill up on iron anyway. So like I say, you're gonna need loads of it until later on when you just have too much of it. So that's our normal starting area, which is pretty good because it's just abundant of resource. But like I say, don't build down here because you will be flooded out later on in the game. Nice. Let's take that. And we're at, whilst we're out and about, look for the chest because we do need that fabric. Okay. Right, so we're going to put our antenna above where we've put the heaters. Just in case you want to expand this base upwards. So once you've built it once, you never need to come back to it again. So it's just easier to put it somewhere where you're not going to go back to. Oh, that was rubbish. Okay, so we're going to need to build a couple of solar panels, unfortunately. Ooh, don't want to spend that aluminium. Energy. Right, one more of them should be okay. Magnesium cellulose. Just be able to build that. Love that. Now again, doesn't really matter where you build the solar panels. You can go back to your original platform just over yonder and chuck it on there, or chuck it on the roof of there as well. This is just quicker and easier. So sling it on there, you don't need to come back to it. We'll probably get rid of that as well. Don't need that. So that should sort out our power for the next base expansion at least. Again, I won't go into the details of the T2 drills. I'll do that once this video finishes. The next best thing we've unlocked is the beacon. It does take aluminium, unfortunately, but every time you find a cave like the Iridium one, just drop a beacon outside it so you know roughly where it is. And it also helps when you come to auto miners. So you just run to the cave, drop an auto miner on your beacon, and then it will automatically drill for that resource. But purposes of the video, we'll go and have a venture into this spaceship, see what we can find. Hopefully a bit more fabric, or blueprints, or plants. Always need plants. Or seeds. So on a spaceship this size, you're probably going to do about 2 or 3 trips back and forth, because your backpack is not great at the minute. And then once we get a jetpack, we'll head on over here. Yeah. So you can deconstruct these, but you need a T2 chip, which comes very later on. So just remember, even though you've been in the ship once, you're going to come back to this one to deconstruct them for microchips, which you're going to need for pretty much everything else. What we got? Definitely want to be taking them. So don't worry too much about the iron, silicon and cobalt, because you can find them everywhere else. If you are playing where your health and water drop, then space food is definitely worth taking and storing up. Same with water bottles or O2 bottles, but we're not doing that. Blueprints, definitely. You can deconstruct the boxes too to give you iron back, but not too bothered yet. Now you can collect spacesuits. I don't know whether there is an achievement for collecting them all. If you wanted to wear one, for instance, just chuck it on. Hopefully, at least do it in the light so you can actually see what you look like. Yeah, let's quickly head out. Okay, so it just gives you a rough idea of what you look like to other players if you are doing a multiplayer map. You've got to take out your old one before you put the new one in. I'd say that one looks better anyway. But it is worth keeping your spacesuits because you can build models later on that you can just put the spacesuits on. They do look pretty cool. Hey, definitely want that and that. So out of this chest, again, if you are doing the game correctly, water bottle is definitely worth taking. But at this point, iridium, everything else can probably stay where it is. Any sort of seed, aluminum can come with us as well. Right, so we are almost at T2 heater stage anyway, so you can deconstruct that. Now, I don't think we're going to have enough room here, so let's just chuck out the iron. And then deconstruct that, and it'll give us more iridium, and then everything to actually build a T2 heater down the line. So, always worth having. Again, we definitely want them blueprints. Super alloy more than anything. Probably the seed, if I'm honest. Yeah, we'll take the plant. So again, you're going to be doing at least 2 or 3 runs to clear everything out and get it back to your base. But it's not a bad ship. It's quite an easy one to start with. And it's right on your doorstep, so definitely worth having a go. We can build. There we go, just unlock the T2 heater. So, what you want to be doing is placing at least 10 to 15 T2 heaters in this building with our T1s. Your T2 drills would be across this ridge, or across that ridge, anywhere that's not near your base, essentially. And same with the T3s, build them along the ridges. T4s and T5s are a bit different because we unlock different things with them, which I will show you down the line. But for now, just stick 20 T2 drills around the place. And if you manage to find a load of aluminum, then we can start building the T3 drills out as well. Keep an eye on your power consumption. So we've still got 18 available. You can chuck down a couple more T2 solar panels. It's probably not going to make a difference in the long run, but it would definitely help for the time being, especially if you put in 20 lots of each down. And the only reason why I do 20 as well is once you've done doing the 20 of heat and drills, you unlock quite a lot of blueprints, so you can just keep that pace going, and by the time you put your 20 done, you've unlocked a lot more blueprints, so it kind of breaks the game up rather than just rushing to get it all done. Just enjoy the moment. Mag chip, more agility boots, lovely. So don't forget to put your agility boots on. We're not too bothered about spacesuit, we'll take that out for the time being, unless we can make a T2 skeleton, which we can. So we just need 2 magnesium, 1 aluminium. Oh, great. Right, we're out hunting magnesium. And again, that should automatically apply itself, and then you can just chuck your spacesuit back on if you really wanted to. With your seeds, if you have a look on this one, it's only 150% multiplier. You can drop your 200s in. If you have 300, 400s, then drop them in. But it is only a T1, so I probably wouldn't. And this is the only time I would dismantle T1s for T2s and then T2s for T3s. You don't need the T1s. If you have a look at the oxygen output is only 0.3. Your T2s are 2.4. No brainer. Get rid of that. Claim your materials back and then use them to start building your T2s up. Which again I won't bore you with in the video. But you might want to make a separate base as well. So like we've done with the heaters here, because they don't actually generate anything you can collect. You can take the seeds out, but it doesn't actually generate anything. So out of sight, out of mind, we don't need them anymore. So plenty of room around. It does mean going through more iron and titanium, but it's worth it. Just keeps your base decluttered. And like I say, in the later stages when you start getting insects, animals, frogs and fish, and yeah, everything clusters up and your game just lags like mad. So I'd probably build them just to the right of the original power supplies, so around this way. Doesn't need to be a big room, just I don't know, 4x4 square, something like that. So what, 4 of them blocks, which isn't a great deal. 8 iron, 4 titanium, very easy to get hold of. And obviously you want a door, you want a ladder, and then just fill it with T2 veggies, so about 10 to 15 of them. Just keep chucking plants in if you find them, no matter if they're just 100 or 150s, it all adds up, especially when you've got 15 of them. And that is about it for this video. I think we've got there. Your screen progress, it basically just says what stage you're next on. We'll quickly show you that. So what do we need? Iron, silicon, cobalt. If you really wanted to, you can build a whole room just for screens. You unlock a few more down the line. So again, I like to keep stuff separate. I don't like it all cluttered up. So that's it. It just tells you your current stage is barren, and then blue sky, you're 40% of the way there. So yeah, pretty much that is it. The more heaters you have, the more drills you have, the quicker your KTI or terraforming index will go up, and yeah, the quicker you complete the game. So hope you enjoyed this. If you do have any questions, just drop in the comments. We will tackle these bigger ships in the next video. I will just go ahead and start dropping the T2 drills and then show you how quick your terraforming index ramps up once you do T2s and T3s. Cheers.